Blink-182 are back. Tom DeLonge is back in the band, taking some time away from chasing aliens.
So if you're on the inside of one of those machines, everything would be skewed more black and white. There would be like a red shift, and everybody would look frozen. So you literally could fly around and grab a Coke out of someone's hand and put it in someone else's hand. It's really...
Where are you getting this from?
Well, take a wild guess. Look at the people I'm surrounded by, you know.
He is back in Blink-182. I should be full of joy. I should be full of happiness. I should be full of energy. And I'm just a little bit deflated. Don't get me wrong. Blink-182 coming back. You know, I'm very interested in the album. Tom coming back. It just feels right. It just feels great. I'm glad they have been able to put their differences aside. I'm glad they're all friends again. That's more important, really, than the quality of the music. They could put out rubbish and I'd still be happy they're back together and friends. And the live show's going to be great. Obviously, you know, you can't deny having them back is great. But obviously the first single always wants to set the tone. I mean, you know, you think of first singles of Blink. Feeling This is the one I'm going to compare this to. And it feels sacrilegious and unfair to compare this. But it's like, they're different worlds. They're different worlds. It feels like a different band. And I guess they are a different band, but it feels like a lesser band that did Edging than who did Feeling This. And you know, you compare this to other first singles like Rock Show. You know, Blink-182 used to be so full of excitement and so full of power and punch. And that is what Edging, that's the main problem with this track. It really lacks a punch, it really lacks a power, it really lacks excitement. Don't get me wrong, the verses are great. In terms of the melody and hearing Tom and Mark back is great. It fills you with that nostalgia. They're great, they sound great. Whoever mixed this just done the track no favours. It's a decent melody in the verses, but there's no hit to the guitars, there's no energy to the guitars, there's no, you know, you compare it to Feeling This, you compare it to all these songs where there's just, you feel this kind of almost smash and hit of the guitars. You don't feel it here. They're just trying, you know, calmly going along. I think the chorus on its own, like the vocal and the melody and just what it is could be good. I don't think it's their best chorus, but it could be good. But again, whoever produced this has made it the most laid back chorus ever, and it should explode. You know, this chorus would have really benefited from it going into it and just thundering and smashing and giving that punk rock energy. It just doesn't. It goes into the chorus with the same energy it had in the verses. There's no explosion, and it does feel like a chorus that could get off the ground. You know, it's not the greatest chorus in the world, but it could get off the ground if it had some oomph to the production. There is also a few cringy lyrics on this, and it's sad to say, but Blink-182, they are sounding like dads trying to be cool. You know, and you know, you don't want to be ageist, so they can say what they want, but they need to do it a bit more smarter. You know, there's cringy lyrics on there. They're trying to sound like Blink-182 of old, and if you don't update that and you're just 50-year-old guys trying to sound like you did back in the American Pie days, it's going to be cringy. It's going to feel out of place. It's not going to hit people. You know, you look back at the Blink-182 stuff then, some of the stuff they sung about, you could only get away with if you were in your 20s and probably too old to sing about it then.
I like to punch myself in the nuts for like a half an hour, you know? Because like when I'm done, it feels so good.
When you stop punching yourself in the nuts, it feels so great.
You know, lyrics such as she tried to pray it away, but then so I effed her in church. It's just dumb and just, it doesn't really feel right with a 50-year-old guy singing it, you know. I know why they're doing it, but it feels like it's forced. It feels like they're trying to force the Blink-182 humour. And the sad thing is, when you hear the older guys singing it, it reminds you that the Blink humour was very, very dumb back in the day. And you don't want to look back on yourself. You don't want to realise, hang on, we were really dumb back then. But then to have it come back in spades with them now in their 50s, it's like, you know, or late 40s, whatever they are. I think they really got into a good place with the self-titled album. I think that's actually a modern punk rock masterpiece. I genuinely do. I think it's stunning. And the production's incredible. And, you know, when Feeling This came out, people were blown away. There's still so much energy left in Blink and so much enthusiasm, but there was a a new dimension we hadn't seen yet, a rock dimension we hadn't heard yet. Edging just comes back, it just sounds like a generic pop punk song with no energy. And the problem is, again, this could have got the pass. You know, this could have had me still excited for the album if there was a little bit more of a punch, a feeling, or, you know, the guitars were louder, the drums are in the background. It sounds like Travis, one of the most effective drummers out there. It's just tapping. It doesn't sound like he's drumming. This is a song that's going to be a lot better live. I do feel like it has the potential to be good, but it needs to be played really hard. And I think live they're going to pull off this song. I don't like this recording. It's a disappointing song. And the title of it, of Edging, you know, of course, it's a sexual reference, because Blink-182, a lot of their old jokes used to just be saying the word sex, and that was funny. And look, I haven't grown up especially too much, you know, but I think I've grown up beyond just finding the word sex funny or finding the word fart funny, you know. You can't still act like you find that as funny as you did, you know. And Edging, it's like, come on, mate. And I wouldn't be complaining this much if it sounded like the old Blink and they still had the immature humour in there. I give them a pass on that. But when I'm not invested in the song, I will pick on these little things. It's a shame, because Blink-182 are one of my absolute favourite bands of all time, so don't take this video as hating on the band. I love them. I absolutely adore them. I love the album Neighbourhoods, which everyone hated, which I feel like was a great direction for them post the self-titled. Everyone hated it. It was more mature, it had some good songs on it. I like the mood on that album. You know, I realised I couldn't stay with that trajectory because not a lot of people liked it, but to just go back like this and make something that's kind of a pale comparison of your early stuff is a shame to me. But you know what? I'm looking forward to the album, because first singles these days are never really a good indication of what's to come. I think there's going to be some good stuff. They're talking up this new album, they're saying it's one of their best. I think there's going to be some good stuff on the album. But yeah, what do you guys think of Edging by Blink-182? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel if you love to talk music. I'll see you guys in the next video.